Well, hello everybody, we're going to be diving into set 5 today. Thank you to the LPP program for offering me all this info to release it as soon as possible. So, let's jump into it. I wrote this down off to the side. There are now 58 new champions, 27 classes, traits, whatever you want to call them, origins, 87 total items. We're going to get into that soon. And 56 new items, but most importantly, there is no more fortune. We're going to start off with traits, then go to champions, then go to items. If you guys want to skip around, feel free to do so. But starting off, here's a quick glimpse of everything. We're going to be diving into all of this. Alrighty, starting off with Forgotten. Forgotten champions have bonus attack damage and ability power. Each shadow item worn by a Forgotten champion increases the bonus by 10% on all Forgotten champions, stacking up to 5 times. So, Forgotten items, that's the new shtick to this whole entire set, alright? We're going to be going over that soon. You guys will know exactly what we're talking about. But think of like Cybernetic back in set 3. Okay, that's what these guys are all about. What's up, guys? I'm going to butt in right now to mention that this is the first video we are doing our brand new giveaway, where we're going to be picking 2 winners instead of 1, where they'll each win a brand new gaming computer or cold hard cash. Alrighty, the way you enter is using the link in the top of the description. You fill out as many entries as you can, because the more you fill out, the better chances you're going to have, and it's worldwide, so anyone can enter. Top of the description. Best of luck. Nightbringer. Nightbringers gain a shield for 8 seconds equal to a % of their maximum health. The first time they drop below 50%, when this occurs, that Nightbringer gains bonus damage. Okay, so basically, get knocked below 50 HP, you get a shield, and you get some damage. The more you get, the stronger those get. Pretty interesting, pretty cool. Gonna be very annoying to kill, and probably going to want to throw those in the front line, or maybe put them in the front line strategically. Who the heck knows? All right, Coven. This one's a super sick one, and I also have clips throughout the video to show you guys what we're dealing with. All right, at the start of combat, the champion nearest to the center of your Coven champions is chosen as the chosen leader, gaining 50% bonus ability power. All right, not only do they gain 50% bonus ability power, but each time a Coven champion casts their ability, 25% of the cost is bestowed upon the chosen leader as mana. So here's a clip of us actually playing this. Let's see how it looks. All right, Udyr's in the middle here, so he is the chosen one to be picked. Okay, Morgana, Lissandra, and LeBlanc. Create a little triangle so Udyr gets beyond strong in this situation. All right, so this whole round, what was it? He has 50% bonus spell power, and then each time one of those champions casts, mana gets funneled into Udyr. So you can buff whoever you want and turn them into a beast. As you can see, this champion is nutso. Go Udyr, go. Yeah, Syndra's wild. We'll go over that shortly. Alrighty, moving on. Okay, how do I move on? Okay, here we are. Okay, nope. Here we are. Hellion, this one is nuts. Okay, Hellions gain attack speed, very nice, but check this out. Whenever a Hellion dies, an imperfect Doppelhellion of the same type will leap from the Hellion portal and join the fight. Okay, this is going to be an insane early mid trait people are going to be running. Okay, notice how 3 champions are tier 1s in this team comp. By the way, Devil Timo, which you buy with HP, is in here as well. We'll get into that later. All right, by the way, if any of this looks insane, it's probably because it is, and I want your guys' opinion down below in the comments. Light up the comment section, and a fatty thumbs up helps a lot as well. My team and I, not even joking, we put about 15 hours into this, and that's not an exaggeration. Okay, but notice the Hellion champions that die, this is the portal that they pop out of. Look at this. Look at this. They die, you spawn more. Kill anyone. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. Ziggs dies, he's coming right back. Dude, this round was nutso. Oh my gosh. That was crazy. Okay. Yep. Hellion, beyond broken. Dragon Slayer. Okay, Dragon Slayers gain bonus ability power. Sweet. After the first ally, Dragon Slayer scores a takedown on an enemy with at least 1400 maximum health each combat. All allies gain additional ability power for the remainder of combat. Wait, does that mean what? After the first Allied Dragon Slayer scores a... Wait, what? What if it's early game and people don't have 1400 health? Dude, just play a squishy champion and you'll never run into an issue. Dragon Slayers are going to be weird for sure. Alright, looks like we got Trundle, Pantheon, Diana, and Mordekaiser? If I were to guess, we'll take a look at all the champs down the road. But very interesting trait. Abomination, oh boy, oh boy. As we were playtesting this and playing games with it, the rioters were saying this one was too broken. So this should be fun. Abominations empower their creation. Okay, the monstrosity gets stronger with every champion death, gaining a % of the dying champion's maximum health. Upon reaching peak strength, or when no allied abomination champions remain, the monstrosity will be unleashed. All right, you're probably looking at this saying, wow, that's really strong. What's going on? Think of it like Galio and like Mech had a baby or something. But we have something to show you guys. We'll take a look at this. All right, it summons Scion. The monstrosity becomes unstoppable for 3 seconds, granting 200% attack speed and causing basic attacks to heal for 40% of the damage dealt. Wowzer. Let's see what the heck it's about. All right. So they're going to take one item from each abomination champion, or I think it tosses them all in there. You guys will see what I'm talking about. Okay. It's going to toss these items into this grave, which is Scion. And then things are going to get crazy. Leap them on in. Let's see if these chickens can kill some units to actually be able to spawn Scion. All right. Nunu dies. Callista dies. Brand dies. Scion pops out with those 3 items. And this Titan's Resolve is crazy. Notice Scion going berserk. That champion is going to be nuts. Next class up, Redeemed. All right, any cool champions to take a look at? Lux is back. Vera's pretty cool. Syndra's crazy. Vel'Koz. Kale's now a tier 5. She's going to be even more broken than before. Ay. Okay, Redeemed have increased armor, magic resistance, and ability power. When they die, they pass through, or they pass this bonus split amongst living ally redeemed. Wow. This is like Dark Star, what, set 3 it was? Set 3, 3.5? That's craziness. So the last alive out of these is going to be Nutso. Oh gosh, I can only know how strong Kale's going to be. Her ability, not what you're going to expect. It scales with time, not AP or mana. We'll see more on that later. But next up, Dawnbringer. Dawnbringers rapidly heal a % of their maximum health the first time they drop below 50%. When this heal occurs, all allied Dawnbringers gain 10% bonus damage. Very interesting. Very interesting. Seems like they're going to be extremely hard to kill. We'll see how that goes. All right. Like I said in the comments, comment which one you think is most broken as of right now just by hearing these. Okay. Verdant. I think this will be very... I honestly don't know how this is going to be. All right. And it's nice because you might not want to put a QSS on your carries. But by the looks of it, I think there's a lot of CC in the set. We'll take a look at that once we start taking a bigger look at the champions. But champions at the start of combat adjacent to at least one. So basically everyone around these champions, if you have at least 2 in, get a QSS for the first 3 seconds of combat. Pretty interesting. These are not going to be Zephyr friendly. Okay, if you have a Zephyr on the enemy team and you go in versus these guys, I feel sorry for you. It's not going to work. But it's only 3 seconds, so it's not that long. All right, moving on. Draconic. Oh, gosh, guys. This is what they replaced Fortune with. Oh, my gosh. I think I'm going to cry. I'm getting emotional. I miss Fortune already. Ay. At the start, or at the end of each player combat, gain a dragon egg on your bench. The bigger the egg, the longer it takes to hatch, and the rarer the reward. So you're going to get eggs of all different sizes. Small, it'll hatch faster, but it'll give you worse loot. Giant egg takes longer to hatch, aka like 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 rounds, but you get some dank stuff. All right. Once you put all 5 in, dragon eggs are golden. Golden eggs hatch into rare loot. Alrighty. You're going to get all eggs of all sizes of that as well. Here is a long thing of Dragonic. Oh my gosh. Notice how we have some eggs on the bench right here. These will hatch at the end of rounds. Okay, so let's see what egg we get after our first round. And this guy's got Daisy Ivern. Oh my gosh. Rise. Yep, there's a lot to take in right now, okay? We have 5 Draconic in. So these are the normal eggs. These aren't golden eggs, but right now, boom, we just got our golden egg. This little sucker right here. These 2 just hatched, but something that I really dislike, we get a lot of champions that are a part of the Draconic family, all right? You know how Fortune would drop gold majority of the time? More often than not, you're going to be getting a lot of the Dragonic champions. Okay, let's speed this up and see what the heck we get. We actually got lots of payouts with Draconic. Let's see if this egg hatches. Let's see. Nope, didn't hatch. Oh, yes it did. This is a golden egg. We got a Ash and a Zyra. Those are both tier 3 champions, so what? That's equivalent to 6 gold. But you're going to be 3-starring a lot of your champions with this new Fortune team comp. Get ready to see a lot of these videos because you guys know we like to get our payouts going, okay? Got another egg. Let's see if this one hatches. All right, it's pretty small, so it should. Looks like it did not. Alrighty, let's skip ahead some more and see what the heck we are dealing with. You guys may see how this video took 15 hours now because there's a lot that went into it. Ooh, this one hatched. Okay, let's see what else it gives us. This one, all gold. Honestly, not the biggest fan. Do we get an egg after PvE round? I feel like no, but maybe we did. This egg is way bigger than these. So, that loot could be better. Any hatches? Double hatch. Did we just get... Oh, we got a Heimerdinger. Heimerdinger is a tier 5 champion. So that's actually not so bad. Okay. Getting a tier 5 champ from an egg sounds pretty good to me. All right, if you guys want to see this round, go right ahead. Nidalee, it turns into a cougar. We have Vel'Koz in the back, bringing back the laser of doom. I like that. And if you want to sneak peek into these items, these are the shadowed items that we were once talking about. So many new items we're going to be looking at. Okay. We got bopped, but that egg is massive. That's probably one of the biggest you can get. All right. But notice how it's going to take so long for this thing to hatch. Okay. What was that? 1 round already it didn't hatch. Another round. Does it not hatch again? Another round. It doesn't hatch. Are you serious? This thing is still chilling over here, dude. Does it really not hatch for another? It's still not hatched. People are going to die with these eggs on their bench and not know what the heck's going down. All right. Another round of Draconic going crazy. Udyr, do us proud, my friend. Heimerdinger, that turret looks pretty juicy. Let's see if you can get another ability off. Boo! Okay, nope, we're dead. Well, all right, that was horrible. Like I said, I miss Fortune already. Does this thing hatch? Yes or no? Oh, the medium one hatched. The medium one hatched. The mega egg is still here. Let's speed it up and see what the heck this payout actually is. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Now, if you're very patient, get lucky with crazy giant eggs, there's a chance you get a mad payout just like that. 5 items, lots of gold. That's what I like to see. So, as you can see, things can go a little crazy come late game, and my goodness, you guys can see all the champs we're buying as well. There's so many to pick from. I love the Udyr, and Heimerdong goes crazy as well. We're going to become very familiar with this team comp. Rest in peace, Fortune. I miss you already. All right? Who knows? Maybe the eggs will grow on us. No pun intended. But that's a wrap for these bad boys. Moving on. Iron Chad. All allies gain bonus armor. Not bad, not bad. Put in a spatula. Just kidding, you don't need one. Just put in 3 of these guys. All allies getting 100 armor sounds pretty freaking nasty, not gonna lie. But We'll see. Maybe pairing that up with Mystic would be sick. Eternal. This is Kindred's single trait, similar to how Set had the boss, and similar to how Yone had Exile. No, that's not it. Who was the other champion? I'm pulling blanks. Similar to how Set had the boss. Oh, similar to how Samira had Daredevil or whatever it was called. Wolf separates from Kindred to become a second champion. Pretty cool. Wolf does not count towards your unit cap and receives all of Kindred's bonus stats. Curious which items are going to be sweet on Kindred, because you basically get 2 items if you put it on Kindred, because the Wolf also gains those stats. Pretty cool. Pretty sweet. Maybe Rage Blades, so they both gain the attack speed like crazy. Who knows? Alrighty. Ooh, maybe you can put a Zeke's and then they both give. Who knows? That could be an option. Sounds pretty cool. Revenant. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Revenants revive after their first death each combat. Once revived, they take and deal 30% increased damage. Interesting. Alright. They're going to revive with 30 health the first time, or if you have 2. And then if you have 3, they revive with 75 HP. We got something to look at here. All right. Basically, think of it like a free GA. We put on a GA on top of the GA, so we'll see if he dies twice. What the heck is going to happen there? But free GA on these champions sounds beautiful. All right. And they're going Super Saiyan, but they take more damage once they come out of their GA. Oh my gosh. Imagine this with a Hellion team comp that we looked at earlier. It's just going to be the most annoying, unkillable champions I think you've ever seen in your life. I don't even know what to think about this. Did Nocturne die once, twice, or none at all? Anyways, that's going to be pretty cool. Free GAs, count me in. Moving on to Assassins. You guys know how these guys work, all right? They're going to jump to the back line, yada yada. Assassin's ability can critically strike. Sweet, same as before. And they gain bonus critical strike chance and bonus critical strike damage. All right, new Assassins. Looks like we're looking at Kha'Zix, LeBlanc, Katarina, Nocturne, Diana, Viego. Oh, I cannot wait to show you guys the champion's abilities. We're going to jump into all of that soon, all right? But no sharpshooter, but Ranger. Rangers gain attack speed for 2 seconds every 4 seconds. Honestly, wasn't the biggest fan of this when this was a thing, but they're bringing it back. Vayne, Varus, Ashe, Aphelios, and Kindred. I actually offered them an Aphelios rework when I was doing the place testing, talking to all the riders. Curious if they'll take me up on my suggestion. All right, Brawlers are back, plain simple, but there's not many of them, okay? Gragas, Warwick, Set, Nunu, and Volibear. Interesting. Pretty same old, all right? Ooh. Legionnaire. This is something I tried forcing when I was doing the playtesting. Notice how Draven is here as well. Legionnaires gain bonus attack speed, and their first attack after casting a spell heals them for 50% of the damage dealt. Very cool. Very cool. Alrighty, I like that. I like that a lot. Free heals that lets you itemize beautifully, because you don't have to spec into like a Bloodthirster or Heztaco Gunblade. You can just pile damage on them and have them heal up naturally. So that's why I'm a big fan of this one. Okay, moving on. Renewer. Renewers heal for a % of their maximum health each second. If they're full health, they restore mana instead. Wow. Place these guys in the back line, and they're going to be spamming their abilities because they're going to have so much mana to spend. Notice how Heimerdinger is one of them. His ability is very strong, so if you place him in a safe spot, he'll be dishing out his damage. Pretty freaking cool if you ask me. Alrighty. Invoker. All allies gain increased mana per basic attack. Plus 4 mana, plus 8 mana. This might not seem that cool or that interesting, but notice how it's all allies gain increased mana. Pair this up with the last slide we just looked at. You can get some mana spamming champions. Or if you throw on some Spear Sojins, who knows what's going to happen there. Alrighty. Knights. All allies block a flat amount of damage from all sources. Put in 6 of these and your whole team's a Tom Kench. Sorry, Tom Kush. Rest in peace, Fortune. Alright. 15 damage blocked. Like I said, it doesn't seem like much, but any champions that have like a poison or a damage over time, it's going to block the majority of that damage. Okay, put in 6. Imagine like I said, every one of your allies being a Tahm Kench. Pretty cool, pretty sweet. Spell Weaver. Spell Weavers have increased ability power and get bonus ability power anytime a champion uses an ability, stacking up to 10 times. Whoa! Alright, so bonus ability power to start with, and then the more they spam, the more AP you get. 5% bonus ability power, stacks up to 10 times. I like that. I like that a lot. You're going to want that team comp that gives mana in this a lot. Or putting a Spellweaver spat on those champions to spam so these guys can cast faster. Whew. Who knows what we're going to be seeing. So many champs in this one. Skirmisher, wow. Skirmishers gain a shield at the start of combat and gain attack damage each second. Wow. Is there a cap to the seconds on this? All right. 300 shield and 3 attack damage each second. 600 shield and 10 attack damage each second. Wow. If you put on like an IE or something where this attack damage becomes super efficient, that's going to be very scary. All right. Viego tier 5 champion. We'll see where that one leads us. Alrighty. Moving on, Mystic. You guys know what this does. Gives a lot of allies a whole lot of magic resist. Don't need to talk much about that one. Cavalier. I thought this was really interesting. Innate. So what is that? Like your passive or something? Cavaliers charge quickly towards their target whenever they move. Oh, that's cute. All right. Cavaliers take reduced damage at the start of combat and after charging. This effect is doubled for 4 seconds after charging. Okay. Wow. So when they charge, doubled damage reduction. Wowzer. Okay. That's a lot. They're going to have 50% damage reduction for 4 seconds after they charge someone. Jeesh. These guys are going to be very annoying to kill. I'll tell you that much right now. Okay. That's going to be a sweet tanky front line for you guys if you run this. Very cool. Very cool. Cruel. This is a tier 5 Teemo that you buy with health. Not gold, but health. All right. Cruel champions are purchased with little legend health. Yep, that's pretty messed up instead of gold. They can be sold for gold, but not health. You're welcome. So that means if you're 100 HP and you're at the top of the leaderboards, you're not even running this team comp. You find a Teemo, buy them, you lose 6 health, and then you sell them, you gain 6 gold. I'm pretty sure it's 6, not 5. Okay? Don't quote me on that. Never underestimate the hunger of a cruel champion in 1 versus 1 combat. You guys may be thinking, what the heck is that? I got something to show you. You might think, wow, Buns, this Teemo doesn't stand a chance. Let's take a look, shall we? Let's take a look. 1v1 combat, this is where Teemo shines. Okay. Dragon versus a tier 1 Tito. What do we got going on? Yep, notice how we bought Teemo and lost 6 health. You think he died? Nope. Walks behind him, pops up, literally one-shots him. He will win any 1v1 you put him up against. Alrighty? Very crazy, very cool. God King. If you have exactly 1 God King, they deal 20% bonus damage to enemies who have at least one of their rival traits. Oh. So basically, if you have Darius, he's going to counter all of these. And if you have Garen, he's going to counter all of these. Alright? This whole set is kind of played around good versus evil. You're going to see that a lot in the items, which get pretty crazy. But these guys, mega carries and caretaker. Caretakers deploy with a baby dragon that can be placed anywhere, similar to Kindred, how you have a separate unit. Very similar to that. All right, baby dragons gain 100% of the handler's attack speed and restore 50 mana to the caretaker upon death. Interesting. Gonna be cool to see how Heimerdinger plays out. He's in our Fortune team comp, so we'll be playing a lot of this guy for sure. Moving on to champions, and we gotta move our camera. I'm actually gonna move the camera onto this side and make it a little wee bit bigger. Hi, how you doing? The traits are crazy. Let's see what the champion's abilities are. Vayne is back. Dude, they love this version of Vayne, all right? Forgotten plus Ranger, every 3rd attack, true damage, bada bing, bada boo. You guys know how it works, okay? Warwick, another tier 1 champion. This one's interesting, okay? Warwick is going to leap to an enemy, stunning them, dealing 200 damage, scales with AP, healing himself for 100% of the damage dealt, over 2 seconds, but if this ability kills the target, Warwick instantly casts again. This is a tier 1 champion with a reset, with a heal, with a stun. Warwick's broken. Calling it out now. Alright, Forgotten plus Brawler. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Okay. Vladimir. Nightbringer plus Renewer. But notice this. Vladimir deals 250 damage, 250 magical damage, but heals for the same amount as the damage it deals. Okay, so no Siphoner needed. Vladimir's dealing damage and healing the same amount. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Another tier 1 cost, Lysandra. Okay, she's gonna throw her dagger to the champion with the highest attack damage, and then it's gonna do a little AoE splash around said champion and lower their AD by 40% for 4 seconds. All right, pretty cool tier 1 champion. Gonna be nice for those high AD champion carries with death blades and whatnot. Okay, Ziggs throws a Q, nothing special, straight to the person he's attacking. Whoop-de-doo. I wonder if it'll be another carry Ziggs. Hellion plus Spellweaver. Interesting to see how that one turns out. Kled. All right, Hellion Cavalier. So Kled has a passive, no mana required. Kled enters combat on Skarl, granting him a shield for 80% of his maximum health. When the shield is broken, he dismounts, granting himself 50% attack speed and causing every 4th attack to deal 200% of his attack damage. Pretty sweet, pretty cool 1-cost unit. If he can drop aggro after he hops off Skarl, then this champion will be broken as well. Lots of strong tier 1 champions, but there's no one as strong as Yasuo, baby. Rest in peace, Yasuo from last set. Anyways, Poppy throws her, it's like her passive in normal League of Lego. Throws it at the furthest unit, comes back, gives herself a shield. I don't know if you guys remember Poppy from Star Guardian Poppy set 3. That's who's back. All right, it's one of those Hellion spawning portal things that we're going to be dealing with. Callista, no more Rend. She now throws a spear. But let's say there's a tank with 200 HP in front of her, right? She deals 400 damage. 200% is going to go into the tank, and then the extra 200% is going to go into the person behind that tank, all right? She launches it at the furthest unit, and it collides with anyone in front in her path. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, then I'm a horrible person at explaining things. Anyways, Aatrox, what? Aatrox strikes his target, dealing 200% of his attack damage and healing himself for 25% of his maximum health. That scales with AP. Gonna be pretty interesting how you can itemize this guy, but gonna be pretty sweet for being a tank and healing up, all that good jazz. Redeemed / Legionnaire. Okay, should be cool, should be cool. Leona, I think set 3 as well. All right, gets 60 mana, pops a shield, turns into Tom Kench for a little bit. But a tier 3 Leona, whenever that shield is active, you're blocking 400 damage. She's not taking any damage. Same effect as Tom, like we said. Damage reduction, not bonus armor or MR or anything like that. All right, Graggy Ice. Gragas drinks from his cast, granting him 40% damage reduction for 4 seconds and causing his next basic attack to deal bonus magical damage. Bada bing, bada boo. Kha'Zix, they absolutely love Kha'Zix in this form, okay? If the person is isolated, mega damage. Alrighty? I don't know why, but they love this Kha'Zix so much, they probably just want you to be very careful on how you position your carries and no one's isolated in the back or else you're going to get punished by this guy. Okay? Udyr, going to become one of our favorite champions and pretty unique. Okay? Scales with both AP and AD. Notice how it switches between Tiger form and Turtle stance. Okay, Turtle stance, you get a shield for 4 seconds. When it swaps on over to Tiger, you get extra AD, and that's pretty cool. Hecarim. I think this is also Hecarim from set 3. Wow, they're bringing back a lot of stuff. It's one of those Cavaliers, so he's going to be marching people down, taking reduced damage, and Hecarim creates an aura around himself for 3 seconds. You guys know, you guys played set 3, come on! Deals damage, heals around him. Pretty cool, pretty sweet. All right. Thresh. This is going to be us with the hooks. All right. Thresh throws his scythe. I thought it was a hook. Chaining the furthest enemy. All right. So it goes through enemies. I've tested this in actual games. All right. and it's gonna stun them. Notice how a tier or a 3-star Thresh is gonna stun the furthest enemy for 5 seconds. That's basically taking them out of the game. I think this will be a pretty sweet 2 cost. Finally, no lantern involved for dumb shields, or has Thresh always just shielded? I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, we got the hook involved now. I'm excited for that one. Okay. Victor! Victor blasts his target, dealing damage to the nearest enemy and granting a shield to the ally nearest to that enemy. Interesting. So he doesn't automatically shield himself, but nearest ally. Curious how that one's going to look in actual fights. All right. Sejimani, rest in peace, Fortune. Once again, I'm very sad. Basically, her ability is her pig charging at whoever she is attacking when she gets her mana and gains armor and magic resist and stuns them for a certain amount of time. Pretty cool, pretty sweet. LeBlanc launches out 2 chains and stunning them after a short delay. She is a mage assassin, bringing them back, but 2 chains. All right, Kennen presses E, stuns the first target, and then dashes straight to the back target, stunning everything in between for 1.5 seconds. The stun duration goes up the more you level them. No more broken AoE ult with Morello's. Oh my goodness. Okay. And Trundle. It's Trundle's ultimate from League of Legends. You steal armor, you steal magic resist, and you steal attack damage for 6 seconds. Scales with AP as well. Gonna be pretty cool. Okay. Brand launches a ball of fire at the nearest non-seared enemy, searing them for 550 magical damage, damaging over 12 seconds. Wow. Seared enemies also have reduced magic resist. Pretty cool, pretty sweet. The fact that it deals damage over that amount of time is very interesting. Okay. I think Brand's gonna suck. That's my initial response. Who knows? Maybe lowering the MR is really sweet in magic damage dealing comps. Syndra, this is where things get wild, okay? Syndra grabs an enemy and launches it to the furthest enemy. That is so weird and gonna be so broken at the same time, because then that enemy will have to then run, reposition, reattack. So it stuns him as well. I think Syndra's gonna be nuts, and she also looks very funny playing her. Varus throws his hail of arrows around his target, dealing a certain amount of damage, and all allies in that little AoE of hail of arrows gain on-hit bonus magical damage for 6 seconds. Pretty cool, pretty interesting. Curious how we'll like him. I think I would like Q more, but who knows? Maybe E is cool and we'll like it a lot. Soraka drops the E and makes enemies have increased cost for their next ability by 33%. So think of like a Shroud, the item. Whenever she casts an ability, spider venom from Elise. You guys know how this works. Alrighty. Soraka was popping off in the playtesting games, so we'll see how good she is in actual games. Set now relegated to a tier 2 champion with his W. Alright, Set pulls back for a punch, shredding 15 flat armor for 10 seconds, dealing 200% of his attack damage as physical damage to all enemies in the area. Pretty weird, pretty interesting. Nothing to do with taking damage, then punching. It's just straight mana till he needs to punch. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my voice doing this video. It's freaking dying over here. Nautilus. Okay, Nautilus erupts the ground beneath his target, knocking them up and stunning them for 3 seconds, dealing a certain amount of damage. Just a cool tank and lots of CC. All right, like I said, notice how much crowd control is in this set thus far. Okay, and notice how it's not AoE CC. It's very targeted. Thresh for this enemy, Nautilus, whoever he's attacking. Positioning is going to be very muy importante. All right, Katarina, no more ultimate, but Katarina throws a dagger at the furthest enemy, dealing 100 magical damage. When the dagger lands near the target, Katarina teleport. Whoa, 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 whoa. So Katarina will throw a dagger, then teleport on top of the dagger, and then like a little Luden's proc is going to pop out and deal extra damage. Very interesting. Very interesting. Wonder how this Katarina is going to be different from the old Katarina. Okay. Morgana, Nightbringer, Coven, Mystic. Triple champion or triple trait unit. Very interesting. Looks like she has her ult from normal League of Legos, But Morgana fires chains to nearby enemies, dealing 200 magical damage. After 3 seconds, all chained enemies are dealt an additional 200 magical damage and stunned for 2 seconds. So, the more you level them up, the longer the stun gets, the more the damage gets. 3 seconds is a long time, though. And you don't want Morgana to die. Because if she dies, there's more often than not, you're not going to be able to get that second cast off, which will defeat her purpose a lot. So, again, more important positioning. Lee Sin, tier 3 champion, now presses his E from League of Legos. Slams the ground, slows attack speed, deals damage. Pretty cool. No more kicking people off the map. Literally, people were quitting set 3.5 and set 3 for Lee Sin, just kicking people off the map and saying bye-bye. Probably one of the most tilting things to go against. QSS, blue buff, Warmogs. Not fun, all right? That Lee Sin is gone. This new Lee Sin is in the building. Yasuo, tier 3 champion. Looks like his ulti's back. Yasuo strikes his target, dealing 300 magical damage. He then empowers his blade, gaining 30 stacking bonus true damage on hit for the rest of combat? Riot, we might need to have a talk about this one. I'm just going to read this again to make sure we actually read it right. You're telling me gaining 30%, it scales, by the way. It scales. 30 stacking bonus true damage on hit for the rest. Okay, yep, that's wow. I'll see you in set 6, guys. We'll see you later. It was fun. I had a blast, and we'll see you in like 4 months. Oh my gosh. Moving on to Lulu. Anyways, I don't know if you guys remember Lulu from set 3, but polymorphs. Basically same thing, but it's now a tier 3 champion. Wow, wasn't Lulu a tier 5 before? Alright, guess polymorph's not that strong, but I think it is. Okay? Also, when they're polymorphed, they take increased damage. Pretty cool, pretty interesting. Okay? Pantheon, tier 3 champion as well. Pantheon braces his shield, reducing all incoming damage by 75% for 4 seconds, and dealing 340% of his attack damage in the area in front of him over this duration. Wowzer, presses his E, and not fun to go against. Hopefully you're hitting him from the back, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, Nunu, I think this is the only carryover champion that is pretty much the exact same. Pretty sure it's legitimately the exact same, even with the bonus true damage, with the more health he has and whatnot. So, if you guys liked Nunu, you're going to be happy he carried on over to set 5. Alrighty, Lux. Oh boy, oh boy. This isn't Shield Lux. This is Shield Lux. Okay, I'm an idiot. I meant this isn't Stun Lux. Alright, launches her W. Shield's on the way out. Shield's coming on the way back in. Wait, what? Is that damage? Lux launches her wand towards her furthest ally. When returns shortly after reaching them, each ally touched the wand. Oh, Lux empowers her next basic attack to deal an addition. Okay, so it's like a Lich Bane, right? She'll get a bonus 1 auto smack after her shield comes back. I thought it gave damage to her allies getting shielded or something. That would have been pretty cool. Who knows? Okay. Nidalee, this is the most interesting one. And when I was talking to a Rioter while playtesting, they said this is one of their favorite units because I think it's the first ever champion to scale with crit. Nidalee transforms into a cougar, leaping behind her target. While in cougar form, Nidalee's attack range is reduced to 1 hex. She gains 45% dodge chance, and whenever she dodges or critically strikes, her next basic attack deals 150 magical bonus damage. Wow. Very interesting, Rito. I like it. You best bet we're going to be creating 100% dodge chance Nidalee. That's going to be very hard to kill, I'll tell you that. All right, maybe just take off one of the dodge items and put a claw, so you're either getting dodged or the claw is stopping a bunch of magic damage that's incoming. But we'll see how that one goes. Riven, Dawnbringer / Legionnaire. All right, Riven empowers her blade, stunning nearby enemies for 1.5 seconds while dealing magical damage for the next 8 seconds. She gains 80% bonus attack damage. Very interesting. The scaling's all over the place. She gets a shield, stuns, all that good jazz. Yeah, Riven's all over the place. Alrighty. Ash. Ooh, her ulti's back with a 1.5 second stun. Woohoo. If the arrow travels at least 5 hexes, the stun duration is doubled. Enemies within 1 hex receive 50% of these effects. So 1 hex away, 50% of the power. Within 1 through 5, normal amount, 5 plus, doubled. All right, think of it like normal League of Legos. The longer the arrow, the more, the bigger the stun duration. But in this case, more damage as well. Pretty cool, pretty interesting. All right, Zyra is the new Lux with the stun, just throwing it down. All right, throws an E, 1.5 second stun, pretty basic. I don't like them doing this. I really hope they don't do much of it in the future, where they just pick another champion, but it literally has this exact same effect as a previous champion. So I think it was what? Lux from set 3, where she would just Q the furthest enemy, stun everything that Q goes through. It's essentially the same exact thing with Zyra E. So hopefully they don't just copy paste the same abilities over to other champions to make it look like they're creating a new game. But Nocturne. Every third attack, Nocturne slashes all adjacent enemies. Was this like the old Nocturne as well? Little AoE. Shwoop. Looks like he has a little bonus effect as well, where if he only hits 1 unit and there's no other people around him, he gains attack speed for 3 seconds. So there's perks to both. Either get a bunch of healing with a lot of people around you, or get attack speed if you only hit 1. Pretty interesting. I'm pretty sure that's why it's a tier 3. Before it was not, if I believe. Moving on to tier 4s. First one up, Draven. Draven starts spinning axes, granting him 20 or 200% bonus physical damage on his next attack. But rapid fire cannon, mega nerf. We'll get into that soon. So who knows? Maybe Draven won't be as OP as we thought. Who am I kidding? He probably is. I spoke to the devs about this, and they said Draven is weaker than he was when he was originally out, but his classes or traits, whatever you want to call them, are better. Okay, Forgotten and Legionnaire, much better than before, so that'll be interesting to see how this Draven actually ends up panning out. Next tier 4 champion, Rise. This is the Scion creator, okay? Rise imprisons the nearest enemy, dealing magical damage and stunning them for 1.5 seconds. His next cast is then empowered to spread from his target, applying the same damage and stun to all enemies in a large area around that target. Interesting. So cast it once, hits a stun. Cast it again, lots of damage and stuns to everyone. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Aphelios, this is the one I actually offered the rework to that they said they will actually consider, okay? We'll go over both, all right? Whenever Aphelios gains 100 mana, Aphelios will launch 4 attacks simultaneously at his target and the rest of the enemies nearest to them, okay? Dealing a percentage of his attack damage plus 200 bonus physical damage to each, okay? So, I honestly thought this was pretty bland and pretty boring. What I said they should rework him into, and they said they would actually take it into account, was each round he gets 2 options for a gun, and then if you pick a gun, the second one will then turn into the other like backup effect, how it works in normal League of Legends. I could see the downside of this being you don't want to keep on clicking on 2 guns every round. Maybe it'll randomize them, who knows, all right? But let me know what you guys think about that rework, or if you have any other abilities that you would rather see on these champions, throw that in as well, dude. Maybe going back to Rise, we have him Rise ult across the map. No, that'd probably be pretty dumb. But actually give you guys his opinion. I thought the Aphelios one you could get pretty creative on, but I think they went a pretty boring route. Let me know on other ideas you guys got, okay? Diana, we were right. Sweet. Diana calls forth Moonlight, drawing all nearby enemies, dealing a bonus magical damage and stunning them for 1.5 seconds. So, looks like her, what is it, W normal League of Legends? Rest in peace, Diana ult. Oh wait, now it is her ult. I'm so stupid. Okay, anyways, moving on. Mordekaiser. They thought this champion was pretty freaking bonkers, okay? Mordekaiser shields himself for 50% of his maximum health for 5 seconds, empowering his mace to deal 300 bonus magical damage and gain 1 hex of range for the same duration. Okay, notice how he has 130 base AD. That's what they were worried about, being beyond broken. Let me know what you guys think. We'll see how he ends up being in games. All right, should be interesting. Rel, a tier 4 support. All right, Rel leaps into the air, creating a tether between herself and the furthest ally. When she lands, her tether is broken. Basically her E in League of Legends. Lots of stun in between the tether. I saw this in the actual game. It was stunning like crazy. Positioning is going to mean a lot in this. You want to basically lock up the corners of the map to go crazy. Alrighty. Another tier 4 we got is Vel'Koz. I don't know you Void lovers back in set 3, but he's back. Vel'Koz channels array, beams across, goes crazy. Oh my goodness. The beam widens as Vel'Koz channels, and he will turn if there are no enemies in the area. Interesting. So it's not a random blast like, but will only start turning if there are no enemies that he's already blasting. So very interesting how the positioning on that one's going to end up being. Next up, Karma. This one's very interesting. All right, Karma fires a burst of energy towards a random enemy's location that detonates upon impact, dealing magical damage to adjacent enemies. So hit someone, everyone around that enemy is going to be taking damage, and reduces Karma's maximum mana by 20 down to a minimum of 20. Blue buff is going to be absolutely broken on Karma. We're calling that now. Alrighty. And Karma empowers every third cast. So I don't know if you guys have seen a big Karma ult or a big Karma Q. Every third one's going to look like that. Okay. Looks like it'll be 2 hexes around on the empowered Qs. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Taric, another tier 4 support. All allies in a large area around Taric are healed for 500 and gained 50 armor for 5 seconds. Wow. It's actually a pretty big radius too. I was playing Taric. Big heals coming in hot on that one. All right. Verdant plus Knight. That's the one that makes everyone a Tom Kush. All right. Keep that in mind. Empowered Strike. Jax tier 4. This is going to be a crazy carry. Jax slams his target for 200% of his attack damage and gains 33% stacking attack speed for the remainder of combat. Wow. Jax leaps to the nearest enemy if no targets in his attack range. That's pretty cool. Stacking attack speed. That's going to be scary. All right. Maybe, wow. I don't even know where to begin with this one. But more stacking stuff throughout combat. That's going to be very cool and very scary at the same time. Ivern summons Daisy. Oh, wow. I like this. I like this. If Daisy is already summoned, the spell taunts all nearby enemies onto Daisy, shields her for 600 for 4 seconds, and increases her ability power by 50%. Pretty cool. So you can't summon 50 Daisies, unfortunately, but you'll make him way stronger if he's already out there rocking. It's going to be pretty fun to make carry Iverns. We'll see how that ends up going. Okay. We're moving on to tier 5 champions. Oh boy, oh boy. Viego sounds crazy, okay? Viego attempts to corrupt the soul of his target for 4 seconds, stunning them and dealing them 150 magical damage each second, increasing by 75% each second. Viego will be interrupted if he is stunned. Wow, QSS is going to be very important on this guy. But if the victim dies, they are resurrected at full HP to fight for him, but lose 15% of their maximum health per second. So he's going to start sucking someone. If he kills that person, now they're on his team. And check this out. Viego's allies prefer not to target Viego's victim while they're being corrupted. And corrupted enemies benefit from your team's traits rather than their original owner's traits. So if you got the Tom Kush trait on your team, you steal someone, they're going to be getting damage blocked. Wait, what if? Oh my gosh. So let's say you turn your whole team into Tom Kush, right? You get that 60 damage blocked. Notice how they're losing 15% of their maximum health per second. What if that's not above 60 damage? Okay, there's no way, right? Anyways, we're going to be creating some crazy things. Hopefully you guys are excited for that. Viego stealing enemies sounds awesome. Okay, Darius, one of the God Kings. So this is what the whole set is based off of. And will be pretty interesting to see how this guy does. Let's check out his items, all right? Darius transforms into a God Wolf, becoming unstoppable, and he lunges towards a nearby enemy. Up to 3 God Wolves join him in his hunt, each targeting their own prey. I was expecting a normal ultimate. What's this wolf stuff going on here? Okay, enemies bitten by a God Wolf are dealt 250% of Darius's attack power. What the heck is attack power? As physical damage, and have their armor reduced by 60% for 6 seconds. After biting his prey, Darius' next 3 attacks restore 10% of his maximum health. What is going on? Apparently, Darius turns into a wolf, all right? Forget his ultimate. He's a wolf now. Timo, the one you buy with HP instead of gold, all right? But keep in mind, you can spend your HP to buy them and then sell them for gold right after. Pretty cool, pretty interesting, right? Tito scatters 4 infernal souls around, like mushrooms, scatters mushrooms. When an enemy near, okay, you basically step on the mushroom, after 3 seconds it explodes. Basically like the old Timo ult that you remember from set 3, all right? Basically launches out 4 mushrooms, blows up after 3 seconds, deals damage. They do not stack, unfortunately, okay? But remember, one-on-one, impossible for him to lose. Curious how many times that's going to end up happening. Okay. That'll be fun to watch for sure, though, in games. My gosh. Okay, moving on. Kale, this one's crazy. All right, so notice how it's 0 out of 5 right here. This isn't 0 out of 5 mana, but each one of these are seconds, okay? So after 5 seconds, it's then going to transcend into the second form. After another 5 seconds, it's going to transcend into the third form. After another 5 seconds, the fourth form, long team fights, Kale is going to obliterate the entire map. Let's go ahead and read it. Alrighty? Passive. Kale ascends every 5 seconds, gaining additional bonuses. First one, attacks deal 70% of attacks deal 70% of Kale's attack damage as bonus true damage. Pretty cool, pretty sweet. Second, transcend. Okay, attacks explode around the target, dealing her attack damage and bonus true damage to adjacent enemies. Okay. Third, ascension. Every seventh attack grants Kale damage immunity for 1 second. What? She's gonna become unkillable with a Rage Blade. Hello? Oh gosh. Hits cause, this is the 4th ascension, okay? The final form. Oh my gosh. Ooh, once you get her 2-star, it's only 4 seconds till her next ascension. Dude, a tier 3 Kale is gonna be hilarious. Every second she gets way stronger. Anyways, 4th ascension. Hits cause swords to rain down around the target, dealing 250 magical damage. She's gonna be nuking the entire map with raining swords. Once, what is it, 20 seconds have gone by? I guess 16 for a tier 2 Kale. Wow, she's gonna be a force to be reckoned with. Alrighty, moving on. The other God King. Alright, Garen calls down a sword. Finally, a normal ultimate. There's no wolf involved here. Garen calls down a sword that strikes a large area around his target. This is like Mech. Dude, Mech is back, baby. Dealing 20% of each target's maximum health and magical damage, and reducing their magic resist by 60% for 6 seconds. Garen gains a shield equal to 50% of his maximum health for 5 seconds. Very interesting. Mech is back. That's all I gotta say. Heck yeah, it's the real Garen this time too, not some phony. All right, Heimerdong. Here we go. Heimerdinger empowers his baby dragon, causing his next basic attack to be overcharged, launching 3 fireballs across the battlefield. This is what you saw earlier in that snidbit of gameplay that we had when we were running Draconic, all right? While burning enemies for 3% of their maximum health as true damage over 6 seconds, and reducing healing by 50% for the duration. Pretty cool. Basically 3 giant fire waves going across the entire map. Pretty sweet, pretty sweet. If Heimerdinger does not have a turret, the spell will create one instead. Sweet. Not many tier 5s left, but this is the baby dragon we were talking about. Okay, baby dragons are immune to crowd control effects. Ooh, that's cute. Kindred. Eternal, Ranger, plus Mythic. All right. Lamb creates a zone around him. Okay, so basically, she Kindred ults. And everyone inside that Kindred ult ain't dying. Alrighty. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. And here's the wolf. You basically get 2 champions in one when you're running Kindred. That is pretty cool, pretty cool. Alrighty. Volibear, last but not least, Volibear leaps towards his target, then slams the ground in a large area around him, removing any shields. Wow, that's pretty cool. If shields are strong, then Volibear's saying screw you, but notice how it's 170 mana. Yikes, he's probably only using that once per round. Wowzer. Anyways, dealing 150 magical damage and knocking up and stunning enemies for 2.5 seconds. This is going to be a sweet tank come late game. Brawler / Revenant, okay? Now, moving on to items. This is the biggest change of this set, hands down. So, they made an evil version of every single item, and they added it so where it became super broken, but they even made it so it hurts yourself a little bit. All right, we're going to be diving into everything. Blue buff, Hand of Justice, up there at the top, not that important. All right, now let's look at the reworked items that have been changed around. Spear Surgeon, added a little more on hit, whip-de-doo. All right, Redemption, this is a big change, big rework. Old Redemption heals everyone 800 once that person dies. Now, the wearer radiates an aura to allies within 1 hex, healing them for 30% of their missing health. 5 seconds, allies affected by this aura take 40% reduced damage from area effect attacks. Pretty nice on anti-AoE. I think that's something in the game that they needed to add. I think running that team comp, like skirmishers, I think it is, where you get the shield if you're around each other. And, or is that, I'm not sure that's how it works. Anyways, anti-AoE, pretty cool, pretty cool. Ludens now gone, all right? You guys know what Ludens did? Did a little bink for abilities, damage, all that good stuff. They finally took it out of the game and added Archangel Staff. Each time the wearer casts their spell, they gain spell power equal to 35% of their max mana. Wow, gaining spell power for each time you use an ability. That item's probably gonna change. Sounds pretty freaking strong to me. Bloodthirster, another one they also changed, all right? Instead of basic attacks healing you for 40%, they also added the old Bloodthirster along with the first time they would fall below 40% health, they gain a 40% max health shield for 5 seconds. Pretty sweet. They made it a whole lot stronger. Maybe it's strong on tanks now as well because you get that fatty shield for the more HP you have. Rapid fire cannon, rest in pepperoni. Okay, instead of doubling your attack range, get a load of this. Okay, the wearer gains 1 hex attack range and an additional 20% attack speed, and their basic attacks no longer miss. You literally only go 1 hex further on auto attacks now. What the heck? Dude, come on. Yeah, you hate to see it, you hate to see it. New spatula. You can now create double the amount of classes or traits, whatever you want to call them, when you have a spatula, because there's this thing called forgotten items. Okay, so each one of these original items we looked at now have a forgotten aspect to it. Okay, so here's a normal spatula, creates all these. Here's a forgotten spatula, creates all of these. Notice the force of darkness near the bottom, a normal force of nature. We're going to be diving into all of these now, okay? You don't need double shadowed item components to make a very dark blue buff. You just need 1 out of the 2 to be a corrupted forgotten item to create the forgotten thing. You don't create a mega forgotten item if you have both forgotten items. All you need is 1. Okay, so let's say you want to make a Hodge. You can have a corrupted blue plus a normal glove, or you can have a corrupted glove plus a normal tier. It'll create the mega Hodge, whatever you want to call it. But going back to very dark blue buff, okay? Blue buff on the left, normal blue. You guys know what that does. crazy blue buff, aka very dark blue buff. After casting their ability, the wearer's mana is set to 10. If the wearer has less than 50% health, this is increased to 40. All right, like I said, it's a little worse in some times or in some cases, but it's also a whole lot better in others. So if they're low on HP, your mana's skyrocketing on up. Alrighty, that is gonna be crazy. Moving on to Hand of Vengeance, not Hand of Justice, Hand of Vengeance. All right, not Hodge, but Hov. You guys know what the normal Hodge does? The Hand of Vengeance now, at the beginning of combat, the wearer gains both of the following. All right, you gain both things from Hodge, but get a load of this. These bonuses expire after each takedown and renew on the next. So, start of combat, you're gonna get both of the power-ups, but after you get a kill, they're gonna go away until you get another kill, then they're both gonna come back, then you get another kill, they're both gonna go away, get another kill, they're both gonna come back, and so on. All right, like I said, good, bad, same time, whoop-de-frickin-do. All right, Redemption, let's see what the Mega Redemption does, all right? We talked about what the reworked Redemption does. Now let's see what the lack of Redemption does. The wearer radiates an aura to allies on the board, healing them for 15% of their missing health every 15 seconds. Each time this happens, the wearer damages themselves for 10% of their current health as true damage. So the wearer is sacrificing themselves for their allies. That's crazy. Careful who you put that on. Oh my goodness. Frozen Dark Heart. Alrighty. Normal Frozen Heart. Enemies within 2 hexes have their attack speed reduced by 35%. Each Frozen Heart a champion carries furthers the range. All right, that's what it's always been, or at least recently. Super Dark Heart, Frozen Heart, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to call it Super plus the item, whatever you want to do. And remember, you don't need a double corrupted items. And fun fact about these items, these do not drop from PvE monsters. You can only get them through carousels, or you actually get a round where you pick items that you want, alrighty? But reduces the attack speed of all enemies within 2 hexes by 50%. Each Frozen Heart a champion carries beyond the first increases the radius. Got that. The attack speed of allies except the wearer within 1 hex is reduced by 50%. So, 2 hexes, enemies being reduced by 50% attack speed. Within 1 hex, allies even get their attack speed slowed. Wowzer. In the comments, let me know if you guys are liking this whole help some, take some from elsewhere. I think Chalice and Zeke's are the most broken, hands down, all right? Normal Chalice of Power gives AP to you, gives AP to you, all right? Chalice of Malice, when combat begins, all allies except the wearer within 1 hex in the same row gain 50 ability power for the rest of combat. The wearer loses 20 ability power. So, I think you give it to someone useless in the middle, and then these 2 people now gain mega ability power. That's going to be crazy, alright? Notice how Corrupted MR, normal tier, that works. Corrupted tier, normal MR, that would create this as well, okay? Cursed Spear of Sojin restores 8 mana on hit. You guys know what that does. The wearer's basic attacks restores 14 mana on hit. The wearer deals 25% less damage. Oh my gosh. Are there any healers we can give this to? Remember that Lux where she's constantly shielding? That's probably going to be on broken on her. Any supportive champions to make them go crazy on the mana but deal less damage? That's who this is going to be broken on. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Oh my gosh, Archdemon's Staff. Let's see what the heck this does. This is the reworked Ludens. So, each time the wearer casts their spells, they gain spell power equal to 35% of their max mana. Now, moving on to the Super Chalice, Super Archangel Staff. Each time the wearer casts their abilities, they gain maximum health equal to 250% of their maximum mana. The wearer then heals for the maximum health that was gained from that ability cast. Are you telling me you can get 50 bajillion HP off rocking this item? That is going to be absurd. Moving on, moving on. Evil Static Shiv. Notice how they just threw evil or dark in front of every single item name to go with what they got going on. Anyways, normal Static Shiv, you guys know what it does, okay? Every fourth attack, or what is it? Every third basic attack, the wearer unleashes Chain Lightning, dealing 65% magical damage to 4 enemies. The lightning can critically strike. If it critically strikes, they reduce their magic. You guys know what Shiv does, all right? But Evil Static Shiv, every other basic attack from the wearer unleashes a Chain Lightning. It's every other. That's pretty interesting. The lightning can critically strike, dealing most, yep, the same as old one. But check this out. The wearer receives 50%, minus 50% attack damage. Wow, you do not want this on somebody dealing physical damage, my gosh, because you're losing 50% right off the top, just putting it on whichever champion you want it on, all right? But remember, it's every other basic attack. So interesting, so interesting. Cursed Thieves' Gloves. This is going to give you 2 corrupted items instead of 2 normal items. So you could get 1 Evil Static Shiv and 1 Cursed Spear Sojin. That'll be pretty interesting to see how that turns out. And it's just like the old Spear Sojin where you could get single components as well. They will probably also be cursed. This will probably be really good on Forgotten, where you get the however many corrupted items you have, you get the bonus for that. Gonna be super interesting how that one works out. Shadow Trap Claw. Normal Trap Claw, you guys know what that does. But Super Shadow Claw blocks the first enemy ability that hits the wearer, then teleports to them. Whoa, 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 what? Then teleports them to the ability's caster and causes both units to start targeting each other. Wow, they deal 25% increased damage to each other. So, Lux, or Zyra in the back snipes this Shadow Trap Claw from across the map. Whoever has that Trap Claw on is teleporting on top of Zyra, and they're going to start duking it out to the death. That is craziness. Moving on, because these are so crazy. Dark Shroud of Stillness. You guys know what the normal Shroud does? When combat begins, the wearer shoots a beam straight ahead and behind that delays affected enemies and allies. Burst ability increases the maximum mana by 50% until they cast. So, normal Shroud, 35% more mana required to cast that ability. This is now 50%, but it also works on your allies as well. You can screw over your entire team if you want to. You're going to have to position around that big time, right? You don't want to screw over your own team, and 50% is a lot. Alrighty, Evil Quicksilver. Ooh, the wearer is immune to crowd control for the entirety of combat. Whoa, but has 25% less maximum health. Wow, calculated at the beginning of combat. You lose HP, but you cannot get crowd controlled for the entire round. That comes in handy dandy, trust me. In long rounds, oh my gosh. I wonder if this is going to be OP on Kale, but I don't know if you want to lose 25% of your max health. Dude, it's a give and take set. Oh my goodness. Cursed Infinity Edge. You guys know what the normal IE does? Cursed grants 75% critical strike chance, including components. Each point of critical strike chance above 100% becomes 1% critical strike damage. Yep, we already knew that. The wearer also gains 25% critical strike damage. That's the bonus, and here's the drawback. Each time the wearer critically strikes, they deal 5% of their maximum health to themselves as true damage. Huh? You better have some healing on your ally, because they're going to die if you put this IE on them. I don't even think this is that good. You get a whole lot more damage, but like I said, you better slap on a BT or something to heal yourself back up, because you're going to be taking a lot of damage each and every auto attack. Wow. That's actually crazy. All right, Poisoned Gauntlet. The wearer's magic and true damage from their ability can critically strike. All right, obviously, Jeweled Gauntlet can make your abilities crit. The wearer gains 40% critical strike damage. We knew that. And 25 critical strike chance. That's adding on to this 15% here. But notice this, when the wearer casts their ability, they lose 20% of their maximum health. Oh my gosh. You're going to need a Hestaku Gunblade paired with this so badly, or else you're going to die just like that IE. Wow, Poison Gauntlet, you're freaking hurting yourself. That's actually so scary. Final Whisper. When the wearer inflicts a critical hit, the target's armor and magic resist are reduced by 70%. So it looks like the bonus is not only armor, but also magic resist. Interesting. For 2 seconds. The wearer's armor and magic resist are also permanently reduced by 70%. Oh, wow. Okay. You just shot yourself in the foot with that one. You are now a glass cannon running this thing. My gosh. That's ridiculous. All right. Warmog's Poison Armor. Gain 1,500 bonus health, including components. The wearer loses 100 health each second. What? Is this even better than this one? I don't even know. You get 500 bonus health of a trade-off to the normal one, but the wearer loses 100 health each second. That means after 5 seconds of combat, this Warmog's is worse than this one. I thought these were supposed to be godlike. Maybe they're not all as good as we think they are. Okay, moving on. Eclipse Cape. From Sunfire Cape. Every 2 seconds, a random enemy within 3 hexes instead of 2 is burned for 25% of their maximum health over 10 seconds. Any healing they have received is reduced by 50%. Yep, we know that. The wearer is also burned for 4% of their maximum health every second for the entirety of combat. Wow. You just instantly light yourself up in flames, burning yourself for 4% of your max health every second. Ay, ay, ay. Is the 3 hexes even more worth? I mean, the range on that is sick, but yeah, you're burning yourself. I don't know how I feel about that one. Oh, Super Zephyr, baby. When combat begins, the wearer summons a wind. Basically, same thing as old Zephyr, but instead of removing someone for combat for 5 seconds, you remove them for 8 seconds. And, whoopsie. Whoa, you saw nothing. You Zephyr them for 8 seconds, but you also Zephyr yourself for 3 seconds. I think that one's hilarious. All right. Zeke's Evil Herald. This one is the highest attack speed item in the game. All right. When combat begins, you actually want to put it on your carry now because you're going to steal attack speed from the person to the right of you. You're going to steal attack speed from the person to the left of you. And you're going to funnel it all in to the item wearer. Okay. The wearer gains a 30% attack speed for each ally affected. You're stealing from your team and giving it to a super carry. That's going to be a lot of attack speed for you. Moving on to the more evil Lenomicon. Okay, they really couldn't have thought of better names. Anyways, when the holder deals magical damage with their spell, they burn the target, dealing 100% of the target's maximum health as true damage over 25 seconds. And reducing healing by 50% for the duration of the burn. The wearer's ability deals 50% less damage. Oh my gosh. You want a large AoE ability that deals very low damage. You're just trying to apply the burn with this one, right? Old Morellos, you deal 25% of the target's maximum health as true damage over 10 seconds. This is 100% over 25 seconds, but the ability also does half. The trade-offs are crazy. The item components are going to be nuts, or the item combinations, I should say. Wowzer. ZZ Darkport. Oh my gosh. I gotta read this. When the wearer dies, a construct with 500 health arises to continue the fight. When it dies, it deals 777 true damage to enemies within 1 hex. So, basically same as old, but instead of summoning this giant tanky monster, it summons a 500 HP thing that deals 777 true damage. Ooh. Notice how this one, you want to put it on a tier 3 unit so it's as tanky as possible and helps you tank. This one, it has 500 HP no matter what. You want to put it on a 1-star in the very front, have it die, and just get that true damage off. So many different item combinations. It's gonna be ridiculous. All right. Villain's Bramble Vest negates bonus damage from incoming critical hits and reduces the base damage of those attacks by 30%. That's the bonus. Pretty sweet. Other Bramble doesn't have that. On being hit by a base attack, deal X amount of damage. And magic damage to all nearby enemies. What did did I zoom out? Okay, there we go. Villain's Bramble Vest negates bonus damage from incoming critical hits and reduces the base damage of those attacks by 30%. On being hit by a basic attack, deal X magical damage to a nearby enemy. We know how that works, once every 2.5 seconds. But the wearer also deals this magical damage to themselves. Dude, so much self-inflicted pain with these items. Ay, ay, ay. So many trade-offs you got to keep in mind. This is my favorite one of all. Evil Gargoyle Stone Plate. Pretty sure this is a bug. I think it's going to get changed. There's no trade-off with this one involved. You guys know what this gargoyle does. The wearer heals themselves for 70 health every 2 seconds for each unit targeting them. So, bunch of units targeting him. Crazy amount of HP regen. I love this one. Put it on one of those Tom Kenches and you're going to be pretty good to go. That was what our unkillable Udyr was running originally when he had the Coven buff around him. All right. Insane. Guardian Fallen Angel. You know what GA does? Let's see what this one does. Prevents the wearer's first death, replacing it. Yep, you revive. But instead of having 400 health when you revive, you have 100% of your health. Alrighty? Craziness. And you shred all negative effects. That's what this one does as well. But notice this. After this effect triggers, the wearer's attack speed is reduced by 50% for the rest of combat. I like pairing this up with the Rage Blade, so when you do come back to life, your attack speed's still not so bad. Alrighty? Something to think about. So many different item combinations like we were saying. Alright? Craziness, craziness. Locket of the Dark Solari. Normal Locket, same thing as before. 2 hexes to the left and right of you, getting shields. This bad boy, the wearer and the allies within 2 hexes of the same row take 20% reduced damage, but gain 5 less mana per basic attack. I don't know how I feel about that one. Maybe useless tanks in the front that you don't care about them casting their abilities. But 5 less mana per basic attack, that's a lot. Maybe you have to get mana by getting attacked because that's how that works as well. Gonna be interesting. Alright, gonna be very cool to see how they nerf and buff these traits as well. They could go so many different ways with this. Oh my goodness. Titan's Explosive Resolve. This is one I wanted to share with you guys so much. Normal Titans, you guys know how it works. But this one, whenever the wearer takes damage, they gain a stack of explosive power for each point of pre-mitigated damage taken. This effect can stack any number of times. When the wearer dies, they explode, dealing true damage equal to 25% of their explosive power to all enemies within 1 hex. So, let me put that in English, all right? You have a tank right here that has this Titan Explosive Resolve on them, all right? They tank 10,000 damage. That Titan's stacks up to 10,000. Whenever that champion dies, it's then going to deal 2,500 true damage in 1 hex around him to every enemy. So you basically self-destruct once you die and do an explosion for 1/4 of the damage you've taken in true damage around you. Pretty crazy, pretty nuts. That's going to be sweet on tanks. Alrighty. Dark Dragon's Claw. The wearer can take a maximum of 100 damage from any single instance of magical damage. Alright, this has to be a bug. That's no way that's true. What? There's no way. That's too good. There's no drawback. Even they're gonna add a drawback to where like you take extra from physical damage or something. I don't know, but that's freaking strong. Oh my gosh. Anyways, Risk Thirster. I love this one. The drawback isn't even that bad, but normal BT, but you get the shield as well, like before. Physical damage heals the wearer for 40% of the damage dealt. Each time the wearer heals to 90% health, they gain 40% attack speed for 3 seconds. Does not stack. That's pretty cool. But notice this. The wearer takes 33% of their maximum health in true damage at the beginning of combat, which is fine because you're going to instantly heal up with the healing you have from auto attacks right away. So I'm sure Risk Taker will be a very common one that is being made for items. Ionic Dark Spark. Enemies and allies. You can zap your entire team. Within 2 hexes are zapped when they cast an ability, taking magical damage, scaling with their max mana. Enemies take 200% of their max mana, and allies take 100% of their max mana. Whenever an ally or enemy is zapped, the wearer gains 5 ability power for the rest of combat. So interesting. Maybe you even want to zap your allies just so that wearer gains more ability power. Very, very interesting. Runen's Wicked Hurricane. Basic attacks fire at 2 nearby enemies instead of... Wait, didn't it always do 2? I'm so confused. What's the basic? Basic attacks fire a bolt at another nearby enemy, dealing 80% of the wearer's basic... I always get League of Legends and TFT confused, so it is only one other. It applies on hit effects, but check this out. 2 nearby enemies, dealing 60% of the wearer's attack damage and applying on hit effects. These bolts can critically strike, but do not apply on hit effects. What? That one is an interesting one. Feel free to pause the video and take a look yourself. My, oh my. Alrighty, maybe that'll get changed. Who the heck knows? Moving on to Cursed Deathblade. Wow, contributing to a kill grants the holder plus 15 additional attack damage instead of 10. For the rest of combat. This effect can critically strike any number of times, stacking at 3. The wearer receives 25% maximum health. Another one where you're instantly taking HP at the start of the round right off the top. Hopefully the extra AD is worth it. Right. Cursed Hestako Gunblade. The wearer's magical and true damage from abilities heal the nearest ally with missing health for 50% of the damage dealt. The heal cannot affect the wearer. You no longer heal the person who has the item on them, but you heal allies around them for 50% of the damage dealt. What in the world? That's craziness. You're now like a support that deals damage that you want to heal your allies with damage with. Very interesting. Okay, very, very interesting. Evil Giant Slayer. The wearer instantly executes enemies they damage who are below 15% health. That's so broken. If the target has more than 1750 maximum health, the execute threshold is increased to 30%. What? It's like the collector from last set doesn't give you gold, but it's broken as all heck. Oh my gosh. This execute's gonna be nuts. This might be one of the best items in the game. I'm calling it out now. All right. Rabadon's Cursed Death Cap. Normal one, 50 bonus spell power. This one, 80% additional ability power. And I know it's says 80%. I don't know if this is like different here. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. Notice how the holder gains 50 additional spell power. The wearer gains 80% additional ability power. Is that different there? But anyways, the drawback is minus 25% maximum health. I put 2 of these on one of my carries. They were the squishiest thing on the planet. Literally, it died to static shiv when I was playtesting. Okay? I put 2 Cursed Rabadon's Death Cap on my carry. Static shiv killed him. He hardly had any HP. He had minus 50% less health. But he hit like an absolute truck. Alrighty? Gwinsu's Evil Rage Blade. Basic attacks grant 8% bonus attack speed for the rest of combat. The bonus attack speed can stack any number of times. The wearer is dealt 2% of their maximum health each second. Or each attack, sorry. Oh gosh, you need some sort of healing if you're going to be running this. Yes, you attack faster, but you're hurting yourself every single auto attack and you can die from just autoing. Okay, something to keep in mind. You might want a Bloodthirster. Moving on to Rapid Fire Death Cannon. We talked about the horrible new Rapid Fire Cannon. This is also even just as bad. The wearer gains plus 3 hex attack range for 2 attacks. That's it. That's it. And then basic attacks cannot be Mr. Dodge. Yeah, we know that. Takedowns refresh this bonus. Interesting, but quite honestly, I absolutely hate it. Once you lose this 3 hex bonus, you're probably going to be in attack range after you kill someone after it goes away. You know what I mean? I think this is just horrible. Feel free to pause and read into it and really think about it. But I absolutely hate it. Rest in peace, old rapid fire cannon. All right, last but not least, Force of Darkness. Normal Force of Nature, gain 1 extra unit you can put in. Force of Darkness, where teams gains 2 maximum team members. But check this out. When you die, or when you take damage, you're going to take 100% bonus damage. So let's say you lose a round. Normally, you're going to take 10 damage. If you have this on and you lose, you're going to take 20 damage. Yeah, that is risky, to say the least. You better hope this +2 units that you can put in are going to make it so you do not lose. Because let's say you take 20 damage one round, that's going to turn into 40 damage if you have this item. Wowzer. But that concludes our presentation. That is the very last slide. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, my team and I have easily put over 15 hours into getting this all prepared. Feel free to look back into things you want to know or use this as a guide for the future. And a fatty thumbs up, I would appreciate it oh so much. And this set's going to be a lot of fun. Rest in peace, Fortune. But I'm sure we have a lot of other things we could break the game with. My gosh. If you have any ideas or any items or any team comms you want me to play right away, we're going to be uploading tomorrow and every day past then. Let me know what you want to see. I already got some ideas churning in my smooth brain I got going on. So let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, peace.